Okay, his answer: because of recent double control policy with the rise in raw materials, they have to buy everything through the Chinese government. The price is now $198. Before the website, be offer no update. Before the website, may be offer no update. Recent PV panels recent rising. Porter said to have sent to the United States anti-dumping duties. So, are the American customers your destination port clearance suite? Will try by changing the name, for example, to generate electricity systems, avoid additional costs. I found out by customers you have to pay the fee. It has been successful so far. I'll help them check with you soon. And I go on here to tell them the exact address and all that, and that I don't want to label it something it's not. I want it to keep it as honest as I could. And I asked him what would DHL cost, and he says DHL is not recommended. The price is too expensive, not cost effective. And then he has an additional thing. We usually pack the goods by pallet, free of charge, but I suggest you pack it by a wooden box. It can protect the solar panel very well. Packing expense is $120. Do you need it? And he sends me a picture of the wooden pallets, or the wooden boxes, and also the shipped in cardboard boxes version. This is the pallet. And do you have a specific location? And I've entered that several times over this couple conversations, which you've probably seen if you read any of this. But I give it to them again here, the exact address. And also because we don't have building numbers on the buildings in the Philippines, unless you're on the national highway and it's a government office, there's no building numbers. It's you get them close, tell them it's near some major thing that's got a sign, and then they ask, But the stuff gets delivered. DHL and people like that deliver it right to your door. Balikbayan boxes. Anyway, so I got a response from him. You only want to buy one inverter. I answered 4 inverters. So he says 4 pieces of BD6 KTL SR01, or 1 piece of that and 3 pieces of the other number. So I answered 4 pieces of the BD6 KTL R01. Each has a PV input of 6,000 watts. Actually, it's 7,000 watts. It was upgraded since the ad. For a total of 24,000 watts, the panels make 700 by 30 or 21,000 watts. So the inverters will not be overtaxed at full rated output of the panels. And that can't occur more than about 4.5, 5 hours of the day. It's always less than that because the angle of the sun makes the panel appear smaller, intercepts less light. I haven't sourced out the batteries yet. What I think I want is prismatic lithium iron phosphate 4 with a 5 kilowatt pack on each inverter. Your ad states that maximum charging current of your batteries in parallel is 20 amps. 20 amps is less than one of output of 2 PV panels, and we have 30 PV panels. Where I think we're at is $54.90 for 30 panels, plus 67, or plus $67.90, or $850 for each inverter. So $850 times 4 equals $3,400 for 4 inverters, plus $120 creating charge, plus $200 shipping to Manila, and plus an offer of $400 delivery from the site in Manila to our house. So the maximum for all that together is $10,060, and you can keep the difference on the $400. I don't have that all price, and if you can't keep the difference, then don't worry about it. His answer is the Okay, he said we can help you configure a suitable lithium battery to match the inverter. And he sent me a PDF of the inverters, and that's the one I was looking at that told me I couldn't parallel batteries, over 20 amps. And if that's 20 amps over 2 5-kilowatt batteries, that's 10 kilowatts only being charged 20 amps, and I'm drawing 60. That's a non-starter. Okay, so he said I understand everything now, and the price to the location in the Philippines you want is $1,400. I say, whoa. 30 piece of 700 watt panels plus 4 of the inverters costs $88.90. So I added it all up, and it says it's add the 1,400, that's 10,002 delivered. Does this include the 200 shipping we were agreed on to the Port of Manila and the 120 crating charge, or are those part of the 1,400? Surely it can't be 1,400 plus 200. Basically, $1,200 to move something 56 kilometers. And his answer: $1,400. The price of DDU includes sea freight and delivery freight. So he says basically you just need to receive the goods and pay any taxes, and we'll help you clear the customs and send them to your house. So the answer to does this include the $200 shipping charge we agreed on to the Port of Manila and the 120 crating charge? He says DDU including. There are actually some inspection storage charges also to bear. And it turns out all these charges are less than 200 pesos, less than $100 or whatever. What, 200? Less than $4. And anyway, this goes on. I asked him if he has a distributor in the Philippines. Says we haven't got one at this time. And then I start muddying the waters again. Couldn't help myself because of this trying to get things delivered thing, and the fact that the inverter people aren't willing to do anything away from their factory door. I've got the inverters now tied into the solar panels, and it's not causing Oliver Hugh any problem at all to stick it all in a box. And it hasn't changed the shipping price at all. So apparently, from my standpoint, the inverters are shipping free. So, my next thing, and I know this caught him by surprise. We're negotiating with UK Group Incorporated for linear guide rails, ball screws, integrated mounting bases, and some other hardware. They have a warehouse address. And then I hit the enter by mistake. Continued. They have a warehouse address in Manila. Is in the Metro Manila area outside of security lockdown of the port. At the address, I give him the phone numbers I give him. We are dealing through Joanna ZHAO of UK Industries. She may also need some help with the sea freight company you will be using, possibly one container for both shipments. I just thought I'd try. So he says, you need us to help you make this shipment. Well, sounds like he's not saying no. And I just give him some past history, some stuff we bought with CNC machines. And I was asking about the shipping insurance. This is insurance against loft, like the container falling overboard or some piracy at the port. Corruption of people on the docks, who knows what. Doesn't include damage to the goods if they deliver them. Doesn't include, one or two scratches on something if it's that would not make it unserviceable. Anyway, I get a thing back that the insurance is only the marine part of it. Once it lands on at the port, it's the insurance ends. It doesn't cover the scope of the transportation, is how he puts it. So I forwarded him. Oh golly, the camera just knocked off. I forwarded him several things. Import transaction overview, that's a flow chart of all the paperwork in the port. Instructions for Form E. That's the statement of origin form that you get by asking for it from the vendor. And that shows where it come from, and that the materials are pretty much all the materials came from the place that's manufacturing it. And then I use TerraFinder on the inverters and the photo panels, and I send him the pages of those so he could look at them. Why is my thing turned off? I don't know why it would quit like that. I'll have to sort that out. And he sent me a sample of a set of parts that he sent to Cebu, and they grade out the prices and quantities. But he shows me what the paperwork looks like for the statement of origin or certificate of origin, and he calls that the original certificate. And he says, as a manufacturer, we don't know about the tax rate. We also clear the goods at the initial port, and we can help others to ship it, and the rest will be arranged by the customer's agent or our forwarder. And he says that he can provide the HS code and just tell us how to ship, or you can provide the port and we will consult the forwarder. And, you always want to keep... what is with this thing? I think my battery's run down. Oh, that's a damn shame. Oh, yes, dead. There's no lights on in the battery. I'm back to being in. And this is just going on that trying to get this stuff from the mechanical parts people stuck in the same crate. And that's where we stand today. I'm waiting for the final price from both of them so I can forward funds to Alibaba Trade. And however this falls out, I'll do a video and show you how we're doing. But when they say negotiate with the people in Alibaba, that's what this video is about. They call this negotiating, and I guess that's an accurate term. And it shows you what this equipment actually costs. I'll just kick to a different page here. This is from Joanna Zhao. This is to build a CNC machine, 7.5 kilowatt cutting head, and guide rails and ball screws and integrated drive bases, shaft coupling, the free end expansion bearing housing, and that's the stuff I'm getting from her. And she's just confirming the shopping list so she can give me a price. And I'm waiting on the price. It says, please check the contents, the items, and the quantity is correct. I wrote yes, correct, and need a price including sea freight and some other stuff. The negotiations with her are similar. except that I just kept finding things I needed for the machine, and since I was having trouble ordering stuff and getting it delivered, I just started adding it like a patient. Excellent patience and polite. So I think I'm trying to get these people to give me the exact price, and I've checked the wire transfer rate at the bank and Western Union's rate. The bank is $39.45 per transaction, and Western Union is $45.50 per transaction. And they would ship it, or they would forward funds to the Alibaba trade assurance people, and they're an intermediary between you and the people you're buying it from. They hold the funds there until the contract is fulfilled. They can make a draw on it, and in some cases on all of it, but it's conditioned on the successful completion. The more business they've sold, the higher their credit rating is with the trade assurance people, is the way it works. So if they've been in business 10 years and they've done $10 million worth of business and they need a $200,000 credit, they can get it in one shot because they got more to lose than Alibaba has if Alibaba has to forfeit the money for a sale and then cancel these people. So virtually every Chinese company is involved in this. If they're not in trade assurance, you can bet that they're buying stuff from someplace like Russia and reselling it through China. And Venezuela, they buy stuff from Venezuela and sell it through. But those won't have a trade assurance account. You can't do it because it's not coming from China. Okay, that's the end of this very long video. I think I'm going to break this into 2 videos. Of course, you'll know that by now. So that somebody might actually want to watch it. Nobody watches these long videos. Some of them got 0 views. Even with an unpopular channel, if you spend your time making a video, you would like to think somebody might watch it. So that's to let you know how I'm standing on this. And I probably ought to do an update on the house construction too. Once you're doing a video, I may as well do more than one. Okay. Remember, there's a pandemic in the world, and one of our workers had his wife die last week. And I think she was 51. She might have been younger than that. She left a 1-year-old daughter. And, oh well. Anyway, pray for those that are sick. Bye.